Good afternoon, everybody. Gary Harris, joined by Tider Insider's Rodney Orr at the Alabama Football Complex. We're at the halfway point of fall camp, Rodney, and so far, every indication that we received is that it's been an outstanding camp for the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yes, Gary, and one of the most important things of fall camp is you want to get through it injury-free, and you look at this team right now. Sure, they've had some minor bumps and bruises along the way early on, but nothing significant. Everyone that was injured has been injured, seems to be recovering well. So, in that regard, it's been a successful start.
Two-a-days wrapping up today, and as we get closer to the season opener, Alabama will get more in a game mode. But right now, still evaluating young players, and even though this is an experienced football team, there have been some young guys that have stepped up and made their presence felt.
Yeah, when you look at the wide receiver spot, obviously that's one area where Nick Saban, first person he praised, the first player was DeAndre White, and that's where Alabama's going to need some guys to step up. On the offensive line, Cyrus Quandro, the true freshman at left tackle, is getting a lot of early praise and look, and so he certainly shows a lot of promise. Now, whether or not he eventually starts or plays a significant role this year remains to be seen, but there are some guys that you mentioned that are stepping up.
We've talked often about the quarterbacks, as has everyone, but as we said last night on our Tider Insider TV show, if you have one talented quarterback, that's good. Having two is even better.
There's no question about that. I mean, when you think about the possibilities of injuries at that position, and nothing can devastate a team quicker than to have to go from your starting quarterback to the next guy, and there's a huge drop-off. So in that way, Alabama's extremely well set at the position. I know a lot of people want to talk about who's going to be the starter. At this point, I'm not sure that really matters, because I think both guys are going to play early.
We watch this team at practice every day, even though we don't get a long time to watch them, but we still have an advantage that the fans don't have, and that's that we get to see them up close and personal. This is a big boy league, the SEC. We know that, and you've got to go out and prove it. But if the ball bounces the right way, if the team stays focused, there's really no reason to believe that they can't contend for an SEC and national championship.
Well, I think they should certainly contend for an SEC championship, and if they do that, then obviously they'll have an opportunity to compete for the national championship in most likelihood. But, you look at them, Gary, and it all starts up front, and they've got some very solid players, as you mentioned. They're very strong up front. They've got depth. And I think that in that way they're set pretty well. Again, I know there are some questions on the defensive line, but I think they're going to be okay there. You look in the secondary, how strong they are, and at linebacker. And, again, it comes down to the offense, and you're looking at the quarterback spot, and I think they have to, I think Nick Saban will do an outstanding job of developing those guys in terms of managing the game.
All right, Rodney, thanks for the insight. Fall camp halfway through. The season is quickly approaching. That's going to do it for Sports at 5. Todd Hoyer will be in tonight at 6 with a look at sports. We'll be back with more of the news at 5 right after this.